Hello guys, today we are doing a track guide around Imola and the hypercar. I hope this video is going to help you. Please leave a like and subscribe. You can also try out my setup, it's down below in the description. And I hope, you will get faster with this video. And let's get into it. So we are now inside the car and on a start finishing straight. Try to position your car to the left side and touch the curb a bit there. So we are now approaching the first corner. Try to position the car to the right side and brake at the service road on the right and also in a straight line here. Avoid the outside curb as you can easily lock up your front tires there and downshift into third gear. In some cars you also have to downshift into second gear, it depends which car you're driving in. On the apex, ride the inside curb as much as possible but don't cut the white lines, so try and stay with one tire on the track here. Also good reference for this is the raised curb on the inside, which is completely green. While going over the curb, you can start applying the throttle, but be careful not to run wide for the upcoming corners. For this corner, the approach is better to stay clean than trying too hard, so go off the throttle by like 10% and the rest will do the TC and completely cut the corner, but stay with the left tires on the track again. For the exit, you can go to the left side as we have a lot of downforce in those hypercars, but avoid touching that curb as it will unsettle your car there. Now try and go a bit to the right side and ride that curb then a little bit on the inside. If you're using the curb too much, it will cause a massive unsettling of that car, which can result in oversteer or understeer, and as I said before, cleaner is faster here. After touching that curb a little bit, you can open up and use the curb on the outside. For this corner, don't use the outside curb as it's slippery again and brake before the 50-meter board. Downshift into fourth gear and slowly release the brake. On the apex, use that curb as much as possible again, but try and stay with the right tires on the track. A reference for this is again the completely green curb on the inside. After going off the curb, downshift into third gear and try and stay as left as possible for the right corner. Trail brake carefully but long into the corner and use the inside curb as much as possible here. While riding that curb, you can slowly start applying the throttle, but be careful not to run wide into the gravel here. Now coming to the hairpin, brake when the service road ends on the right side and be careful not to lock out the tires here. Downshift into second gear and trail brake into the corner. On the apex you can now stay in second gear or use the first gear as shown in the Hotlap, but this is only for a short engine brake because maybe you want to slow the car a bit more down. On the apex, go slowly on the throttle and try to have a good exit here onto the hill. Then brake where the brighter spot is on the grass on the right side and downshift into third gear here. Touch the Italian flag of that inside curb and try use all the downforce available of those hypercars. So try and have a good momentum through that corner. On the exit, run wide into the outside curb but don't touch the gravel here. And after that immediately go to the left side to prepare for the next corner. Now coming to Acqua Minerale, go off the throttle after the Italian flag curb. Before touching that curb, start braking, but be careful not to have lockups here on the front tires. And use the whole track, so after that, go to the outside and to the curb. In some cars, you have to be a bit more careful here, so maybe just use a bit of that curb. Depends how easy your car handles over those curbs. This corner is as well really tricky. I tend to overspeed the corner, so try and stay clean here as well and have a good exit. Downshift into second gear and use that inside curb as much as possible. A good reference for this is again the raised green curb on the inside. And before touching that curb, go onto the throttle and have a good exit. Now coming up the hill and onto the chicane. Brake when the curb starts and don't use the outside curb as it's slippery, and downshift into second gear and trail brake into that corner. Here it's also very crucial to have a good exit and don't go too fast into this corner. So ride that curb completely, but try and stay with the left tires on the track. And that's the same with the left curb as well. But here you have to start applying the throttle while going over the curb. For the exits, go to the outside, but don't use the outside gravel as you will lose like 3-4 tenths or something like that. Now driving down the hill and onto the second last corner. Brake in a straight line after the kink or after the board on the right side. And don't use the outside curb again and downshift into second gear. On the outside curb it's a bit higher, so even there you unsettle the car completely, so just don't use it at all. Then on the apex, ride the inside curb, and while that you have to go on the throttle. After that, go to the outside curb and use all the track available, but you can get there an off track as well, so maybe stay a bit onto the white line with the left tires. For the last corner, brake and turn in while the curb on the outside ends and stay in second gear there. On the apex, start applying the throttle while touching the inside curb and upshift into third gear. Also quick note, only use the Italian flag curb or a little bit more, but otherwise if you use way more, you will have massive understeer or oversteer, or like the whole car is shaking, so you will just lose time here. And also on the exit, go to the outside, but try not to run wide into the gravel as there is a straight, so you will lose massive time here. And now on the straight, stay on the right side as long as possible, but don't cut the kind of corner with your left tires, so stay with the left tires on the white line. And just get all of the track available here. So yeah, this was a lap around Imola. I hope this video helped you a lot. Now there's the Hotlap on the end. And yeah, please leave a like and subscribe. You can also be a member now for me, so maybe you want to help me financially. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.